My hands trembled as I clicked play, the small audio file glowing ominously on my laptop screen. Her voice, my wife Marie's, laced through the speakers, casual and cruel. "This loser is so stupid he will never guess my affair." The words echoed, a taunt looped in a sinister waltz. I had found the recording accidentally, or perhaps fate had tired of my oblivion and thrown me a bone. I stared at the innocuous digital file, a Pandora's box that shattered the illusion of my perfect marriage. Marie had been my everything. The woman who laughed at my jokes, who held me when storms of anxiety besieged me, who shared whispered dreams at the dead of night. And now this, betrayal served cold and digital. My heart raced as I planned her confrontation. By evening, our cozy living room, once a sanctuary of love and laughter, turned into a cold courtroom. I waited on the edge of our floral couch, the divorce papers hidden under a cushion. When she walked in, her smile faltered at the sight of my grim expression. "Sarah, what's wrong?" she asked, her voice tinged with a confusion that didn't reach her eyes. I couldn't speak. The fury, the hurt, it choked me, so I simply handed her the phone. As she listened, her face paled, her lips parting slightly in shock. The phone clattered to the floor. "Sarah, I can explain," she stammered, reaching for me. I dodged her touch as if repelled by a magnetic force. "Save it, Marie. Just tell me one thing. Why?" She floundered, words tripping over lies. "It was nothing, just a stupid mistake. It didn't mean anything." "Nothing?" My voice rose, sharp and bitter. "Calling your husband a loser and cheating on him is nothing." Marie's eyes darted around the room, seeking an escape that wasn't there. I drew the divorce papers from their hiding spot, holding them out with unsteady hands. Her shock was palpable, a living, breathing entity between us. "This isn't just about the affair, Marie. It's about respect, trust, love. All of which you shattered." She took the papers, her hands shaking. "Sarah, please. Let's talk about this. We can go to therapy. Work this out." "No." My decision rang clear, final. I deserve someone who truly loves me, not someone who mocks me behind my back. Marie looked defeated, crumpling into herself. "What will you do?" I straightened, strength I didn't know I possessed fortifying my voice. "I'll start by living for myself. Without you." As she read through the divorce terms, her body slumped further, the realization dawning that her deception cost her everything. I turned away, the first step of my new life echoing loud in the quiet room. Outside, the world awaited, a world where I could be free, respected, loved. For real this time. And so the epic show began. The morning after Marie left, I ventured to my favorite cafe, seeking solace in the familiar. As I sipped my coffee, lost in thought, a voice interrupted my reverie. "Sarah? Is everything all right?" It was Jenna, my longtime friend and confidant, her brow furrowed in concern. I sighed, letting the facade crumble. "Marie and I are done. I found out she was cheating," I confessed, the words tasting bitter. Jenna's eyes widened in shock, then hardened. "That's awful, Sarah. I'm so sorry. What are you going to do now?" "I've already served her the divorce papers," I replied, a mix of pride and sorrow swelling within me. "Good for you." "You need people around who really care," Jenna said, squeezing my hand. As we talked, another figure approached our table. It was Greg, a mutual friend and occasional business partner. "Heard part of that, sorry. Anything I can do to help?" His concern was genuine, his stance protective. "Actually, yes," Jenna interjected before I could demur. "We need to ensure Sarah gets the best legal advice. You still know that lawyer friend of yours?" Craig nodded, pulling out his phone. "I'll call him right now." Within an hour, we were sitting in a sleek office downtown, discussing my situation with Greg's friend Alex, a sharp and savvy divorce lawyer. "Marie won't give up easily, especially with your business assets at stake," Alex warned, his tone serious. "We built the business together, but I did most of the work. I don't want her walking away with half of everything," I explained, feeling the sting of betrayal afresh. Alex nodded, jotting down notes. "We'll build a case. Also, it might help to document everything from here on out. Communications, financial transactions, everything." I left the office feeling a bit more in control, empowered by the support of my friends and the clear legal path set before me. The day took another turn when I returned home. A delivery arrived, an unexpected package at my doorstep. Inside, a small, unmarked envelope contained a flash drive. Curiosity piqued, I plugged it into my computer. The contents were shocking. A series of emails between Marie and her lover, even more damning than the audio recording. Who sent this? Why? I called Jenna. I received something you need to see. Be right there, she said. As the evening sky darkened, the plot thickened. Someone was watching, someone knew more than they should. As Jenna arrived, I realized that this was just the beginning. The intrigue of my unraveling life promised more shadows before the dawn. As Jenna stepped through the door, her eyes were immediately drawn to the flash drive on my kitchen table. What's that? She asked, curiosity lining her features. I handed her the printouts of the emails. Found these on this drive, delivered anonymously today. It's more evidence against Marie. Jenna skimmed the pages, her eyebrows knitting together in concern. This is heavy, Sarah. It looks like you're not the only one she deceived. Exactly, I replied, the gravity of the situation settling in. But who sent this? And why now? Jenna set the papers down, deep in thought. Maybe it's someone else you wronged. Or maybe they think you should know the full extent of her betrayal. As we pondered the possibilities, my phone buzzed. A text message from an unknown number. Be careful who you trust. Chills ran down my spine. Look at this. I showed Jenna, who read the message and frowned. This is getting more sinister by the minute, she said. You should go to the police. I nodded in agreement, feeling a mix of fear and resolve. We decided to go first thing in the morning. The night was restless. Every shadow seemed to move, every noise a potential threat. By dawn, I was more determined than ever to uncover the truth. At the police station, I met Detective Harris, a stern yet empathetic figure. I explained everything from the discovery of the affair to the mysterious delivery and threatening message. We'll look into this, Detective Harris assured me, taking notes. It's possible that whoever sent you this information is trying to intimidate you, or maybe they're trying to help in their own way. Either way, it's best we keep an eye on things. After leaving the station, Jenna and I grabbed coffee, trying to decompress. You're not alone in this, Jenna reassured me. Whatever comes, we'll face it together. Just then, my phone rang. It was Alex, my lawyer. Sarah, we got a problem. Marie's lawyer just filed a motion claiming you fabricated evidence to sway the divorce proceedings. My heart sank. But I didn't. The evidence just came to me. I believe you, Alex responded quickly. We need to prove it's authentic and fast. Meet me at my office as soon as you can. The day was turning into a whirlwind. From unknown enemies to legal battles, my fight was just beginning. As Jenna and I hurried to Alex's office, I steeled myself for the next round. Whatever lay ahead, I was ready to fight for my truth, my peace, and my future. The game was on, and I wasn't playing to lose. The office of Alex, my lawyer, was abuzz when Jenna and I arrived. He ushered us into his conference room, his expression tense. We've got a plan, but it's going to require some guts on your part, he started, laying out the documents on the table. What do you need me to do? I asked, ready for action. Alex looked at me seriously. We're going to set a trap to prove the evidence wasn't fabricated by you. I suspect someone from Marie's side is trying to manipulate the situation further by setting you up. How can we trap them? Jenna chimed in, her protective instincts flaring. We're going to leak information about a fake new piece of evidence that only the culprit would try to use against Sarah, Alex explained. The plan was risky, but it felt right. The next few days were a blur of preparations. Alex orchestrated the leak, and we waited. 2 days later, Marie's lawyer publicly declared he had new evidence proving my deceit. It was the exact fake evidence Alex had fabricated. Now we got them, Alex said with a smile as we prepared for court. The hearing was tense, filled with legal arguments and sharp exchanges. Finally, Alex presented our trap to the judge, revealing how the supposedly damning evidence had been a setup from the start. The courtroom was silent for a moment before the judge called for a recess. During the break, Marie approached me, a mix of anger and desperation in her eyes. Sarah, why are you doing this? Can't we just end it peacefully? You started this war, Marie. I'm just finishing it, I replied calmly. When the session resumed, the judge dismissed the claims against me and warned Marie and her lawyer about the consequences of their actions. After the court, as Jenna and I walked out, Detective Harris approached us with a man in towel. Marie's lover, the one she had the affair with. Ladies, meet the person who sent Sarah the emails and the flash drive. Jenna gasped. You? Why? He looked remorseful. I realized she was playing us both, and I thought Sarah deserved to know the truth. I'm sorry for all the chaos. The revelation was a shock, but it made sense. Marie had manipulated us all. With this closure, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. The divorce proceedings continued, but now with truth on my side, I felt unstoppable. Weeks later, sitting in my now peaceful living room, I finally felt free. Jenna, always my rock, handed me a cup of coffee. You've been through a storm, Sarah. Ready for a fresh start? I smiled, looking out the window at the brightening sky. Absolutely, it's time to rebuild, and this time, on my terms. The road ahead would be mine to shape. With the truth unveiled and deceit exposed, I was ready to move forward, stronger and wiser than ever. The end of my marriage wasn't just an ending. It was the beginning of a new chapter in my life, one filled with promise and newfound freedom.